My girlfriend told me to leave our apartment so her male best friend could cry in peace, so I packed my life and walked out. Hi, I'm Dimitro. I'm 30, and last September, I learned exactly what it feels like to get kicked out of your own life like you're some kind of unwanted guest in a hotel lobby. My girlfriend's name was Ina. We'd been together for 3 years. Lived together for 2. I paid the rent on our Kiev apartment. Covered the bills. Paid for groceries. She handled her student loan and the occasional nail appointment. And that was fine by me. I thought we were building a future. Turns out, I was just a silent investor in her emotional support sitcom. The co-star? Maxim. Her best friend since uni. Not the kind of guy you worry about physically, soft-spoken, always in those faded graphic hoodies, bit of a sad puppy vibe. Still lived with 2 roommates at 31. But somehow, he always had time to be in crisis. I'd just come home after working 10 hours straight at my IT job, fully fried, just wanting food and silence. Ina's pacing in the kitchen like she's hosting a TED Talk for herself. No. Hi. No. How was your day? Just. Maxim's coming over. I blinked. It's Friday night. Can't you meet at his place? She waves that off. His roommates are too loud. He's in a bad place. His ex posted a photo with a new guy. He's spiraling. I exhaled. Okay. Fine. Just stay in the living room. I'll crash in the bedroom with headphones. You're the best, she says, like I'm the doorman who just carried her groceries. I tried to be the secure boyfriend. Try not to be that jealous guy who flips out about the platonic best friend. But 20 minutes later, the bedroom door opened, and what she said next changed everything. She stood in the doorway like she was about to tell me my dog died. Arms folded, eyes darting, full body discomfort, but not for me. At me. What's wrong? I asked, sitting up. Do you need money for something? She shook her head. No, it's not that. Look, this isn't really working. What isn't? You being here, she said, voice all soft and sugary like I might break if she said it in a normal tone. I blinked. I'm literally in the bedroom. With headphones on. Door closed. I'm practically a ghost. It's not about the noise, she said, slipping into that therapy speak voice she used when she wanted to say something awful but make it sound enlightened. It's the energy. I stared at her. The energy. Maxim knows you're here. She continued, serious as a TEDx speaker. He feels judged. He can't open up properly. He's emotionally blocked. She actually said this with a straight face. He needs to cry, she added. And he can't fully release his feelings with you in the apartment. I was speechless. Then she went in for the kill. Can you leave the house for, like, an hour? Just go to the gym or get a drink or something. Please. He needs a safe space. And that was it. She didn't want to cheat behind my back. She wanted me to help schedule the emotional affair. I wasn't a partner. I was a temporary obstacle in her codependent drama with another man. But this time, I didn't fight. I didn't raise my voice. Something inside me clicked. Not emotionally, strategically. Like a switch flipped in my chest. Okay, I said. She blinked. Really? No scene, I replied. You said he needs support. I get it. She actually smiled. Thank you for being so understanding. You're such a good ally right now. And as she walked out to go hug Maxim through another faux breakdown, I calmly packed my bag. Laptop. Passport. 2 shirts. Birth certificate. My toothbrush. Ina wanted the apartment to herself? She got it. I walked out of that apartment like I was leaving a job I should have quit 2 years ago. Calm. Controlled. Cold. Maxim was on my couch, by the way. Curled up like an unpaid therapist had just ghosted him mid-session. Didn't even look up. Man didn't flinch when I walked past him with the very bag that held my future. Ina walked me to the door like I was her Uber Eats driver. kissed me on the cheek. I didn't kiss back. "I'll text you when he's feeling better," she whispered. "Probably an hour." "2, max." I nodded. "Take all the time you need." The second the door shut behind me, I felt it, not sadness, not rage, just lightness. Like I'd shed 100 kilos of emotional nonsense. I drove to a modest hotel on the other side of town. One of those business traveler places with beige walls and lemon-scented hallways. It felt like a 5-star resort. I ordered a burger, took a hot shower, watched Die Hard on full volume. Nobody told me to turn it down because Maxim just sent a voice note I need to listen to in silence. For the first time in 2 years, I had my space back. My peace. 2 hours passed. No texts. No. "Are you okay?" No. "Thanks for understanding." At 10:15 p.m., my phone finally buzzed. In a calling. I let it ring a few times. Took a bite of my burger. Then I answered. "Hey," she said brightly. "Where are you? I texted like 20 minutes ago." "I didn't see it." "Oh. Well, Maxim just left." "He's doing so much better. He just needed to cry it out, you know?" "Sure," I said flatly. "Anyway, are you close?" "I'm starving. The fridge is empty. Can you grab Thai food on your way back?" She said that like she hadn't just kicked me out for a man who smelled like unwashed fleece. "No," I said. Silence. "What do you mean, no?" "I mean I'm not getting food. And I'm not coming back." That's when her tone changed, from chirpy to confused to slightly hostile. "You're being dramatic." It was 1 hour. He needed a safe space. "You're punishing me for helping someone. That's not attractive." "I'm not punishing you," I said. "I'm agreeing with you. You wanted privacy. You got it. And I meant it." The silence on the other end of the call stretched like elastic. Then it snapped. "You're being weird," she said, trying to laugh it off. "Where are you? Did you go to Danilo's?" "Just come home. I'm exhausted." "No," I said. Calm. Steady. Like I was reading off a weather report. "You're seriously not coming back?" she asked, disbelief seeping into every word. "Nope. But I apologized. You said I'm sorry if I made you feel left out." "That's not an apology, Ina. That's a corporate HR statement after someone reports harassment." "Okay," she said, voice rising. "You're clearly in your feelings right now, so let's just talk about it in person. Come home, we'll reset." "You don't get it," I replied. "I'm not in my feelings. I'm in a hotel. Watching Bruce Willis blow up a skyscraper. And I've never felt more peaceful." That's when the panic finally hit her voice. "Dimitro, please. Where are you sleeping? Are you okay? Just tell me you're safe." "That's none of your business anymore," I said. She scoffed. "Excuse me? I'm your girlfriend." "Are you?" I asked. "Because girlfriends don't evict their partners to host a crying session for another man. You made a choice tonight, Ina. You chose his emotions over my existence. You're blowing this out of proportion. It was just one night." "Yeah," I said. "One night that told me everything I needed to know. You gave up our relationship for a grown man who can't pay rent but always has time to cry on demand. Congrats." "Come on," she pleaded. I said I was sorry. "Isn't that enough?" "No," I said. "Because I'm not mad. I'm done." And before she could say another word, I ended the call. Click. Then I blocked her number, tossed the phone on the nightstand, and pressed play on the movie. That burger? Best one I'd ever had. That sleep? 9 hours straight. Next morning, I booked 2 more nights at the hotel. The phone was blowing up, but I ignored it. No drinks. No doom scrolling. Just weights, books, and peace. It was the quietest weekend I'd had in years. By Monday morning, my phone looked like it had survived a cyber attack. 17 missed calls. 42 texts. Ina had cycled through all 5 stages of post-dump chaos like it was a speedrun. Denial. Stop joking. This isn't funny. Anger. You're such a child. Grow up. Bargaining. I'll tell Maxim not to come over for a week. Please. Depression. I'm crying. I can't eat. Are you really doing this to me? Rage again. Fine. Be alone. See if I care. I deserve better anyway. I replied to none of it. Silence wasn't just golden, it was gasoline. And I let it burn. At 7 a.m. I called in a personal emergency day. Told my boss I needed to deal with a housing situation. He said take what I need. He knew I never called out unless it was serious. At 9 o'clock sharp, I returned to the apartment, but not like some sad guy crawling back to negotiate closure. No. I pulled up with a full professional moving crew. 3 guys. Big truck. Shrink wrap. The works. $900 for the fastest, cleanest exit of my life. I opened the door. The apartment smelled like stale wine and emotional instability. The IKEA throw blankets were already half sliding off the couch. Maxim's cologne, that unfortunate mix of cheap sandalwood and damp laundry, still lingered in the air. Let's be surgical, I told the movers. If I don't point at it, it stays. They got to work. The 65-inch smart TV? Mine. The Sonos sound system? Mine. The espresso machine she loved but never learned to use? Definitely mine. The Dyson vacuum? Mine, because clean breaks deserve clean floors. The high-end desk chair I bought during lockdown? Mine. All my clothes, documents, watch box, favorite mug, and my grandfather's toolbox? In the truck. I even took the restored nightstands I sanded and refinished last spring while she was, emotionally supporting, Maxim through yet another fake crisis. Then I stood in the bathroom, staring at the closet. A 36-pack of toilet paper sat untouched, along with fancy detergent and unopened smart bulbs. A petty man would have taken it. But I wasn't petty. I was done. Leave it, I said to myself. Let her sit in the dark. By 11:30 a.m., the apartment wasn't empty. It was hollow. Like someone had taken the soul and left the shell. The essentials were gone, and I was the only one who knew what those really were. On the kitchen counter, I placed a single house key. And a note. Short. Precise. Cold as the tile floor. Ina, since you wanted privacy for you and Maxim, you now have the apartment to yourselves. Rent's due on the 1st. Good luck. Then I walked out. Didn't slam the door. Just closed it. Like a file folder. One more chapter done. The fallout started exactly 2 hours later, like clockwork. I was at a quiet diner across town with my younger brother, eating a club sandwich and sipping black coffee, when my phone lit up like a slot machine in Vegas. Ina calling. Ina calling. Ina calling. Then came the text storm. Where is the TV? How could you do this to me? I can't afford this place alone. Are you insane? Maxim says you're a psychopath. Ah, Maxim. Always the emotional oracle. Then the reinforcements arrived, the flying monkeys. Her best friend Katerina, who I once drove to the airport at 4 a.m., texted. She's having a panic attack on the floor. You need to come back. Be a man. Marco, a mutual friend who drank my beer, used my Wi-Fi, and never once said thank you. Leaving her with rent is low. You don't do that to someone, even if you're mad. I didn't argue. I didn't explain. I didn't write an essay about how respect is not optional in a relationship. Instead, I sent one perfect, surgical text to everyone involved. Ina asked me to leave my own apartment so she could be alone with another man. I respected her request and moved out. I am no longer financially or emotionally responsible for her decisions. Do not contact me again. Then I blocked every last one of them. It was like deleting spam, fast, clean, satisfying. But I wasn't done. Because blocking numbers is emotional protection. I needed legal protection, too. I drove straight to the leasing office. Sat across from the property manager, a sharp, no-nonsense woman named Tatiana. I need to break the lease for Unit 10C, I said, sliding a cashier's check across the desk. 2 months of rent. 48,000 UH. Every last hryvnia hurt. That was my vacation money. My new laptop fund. My cushion. But I saw it clearly now, that wasn't a loss. That was a ransom payment for my future. Tatiana typed into her system. Okay. This formally ends your lease. However, Ina becomes a holdover tenant. She has 30 days to either leave or qualify for a new lease. And she needs proof of income? I asked. 3 times the monthly rent. She won't qualify. Then she'll be served notice, Tatiana said, already printing the documents. I walked out of that office like I just posted bail on my own life. It was over. Legally. Emotionally. Completely. And the best part? That was only the beginning of her problems. Turns out, without me around, Ina's fantasy life with Maxim evaporated faster than a shot of cheap vodka at a student party. With the lease in her name and 24,000 UH due every month, reality showed up like a debt collector with brass knuckles. She made about $32K after taxes from her boutique job. Add student loan payments, groceries, and utilities, and she had barely 2,000 left, and that's if she didn't, eat. She needed a roommate. She got Maxim. But Maxim didn't do rent. Maxim did emotions. Maxim did late-night wine monologues and midday naps. He did performative sighs and existential dread over oat milk. What he didn't do? Dishes. Electricity bills. Work. By the second month, the vibe had flipped. Ina wasn't the soothing goddess helping a broken man heal. She was an exhausted woman coming home to an unemployed gremlin using her Wi-Fi to stream Twitch on the small TV I hadn't taken. Gone was the candlelit sympathy. Now it was unpaid bills, passive-aggressive post-it notes, and, "Why is there quinoa in the sink?" When she finally asked Maxim to chip in for groceries, he called her materialistic and manipulative. Sound familiar? By month 3, the lights got cut off. Maxim blamed the universe and left. Not with a dramatic goodbye, just ghosted. Packed up his duffel while she was at work, moved back to his mom's, and blocked her. No more roommate. No more emotional support animal in human form. Just an eviction notice and a freezing cold apartment. Ina had to move back to the suburbs. 90-minute commute. Back in her childhood bedroom, surrounded by inspirational posters and pink wallpaper she never painted over. She lost the apartment, her fake savior complex, and the man she kicked me out for, all in under 100 days. How do I know? I didn't check in. Didn't stalk her socials. Didn't ask mutuals. She told me herself. Because of course she did. It was a cold Tuesday evening in December. I had just finished chest day at the gym. Felt good, strong, clear-headed. My savings were recovering. I was seeing someone new, a smart, grounded woman I met at a networking event, a criminal lawyer with zero tolerance for melodrama. As I zipped up my jacket, I heard a voice from behind the bike rack. Dimitro. I turned. Ina. She looked small. Not just physically, she was practically disappearing into one of my old hoodies I'd left behind. Her eyes were swollen, her hair pulled back in a bun that screamed, Day 4 of giving up. She looked like a high-definition version of regret. I've been waiting, she said. I know you do gym on Tuesdays. I didn't respond. Just stood there. Calm. I miss you, she whispered. Still nothing. I messed up. Everything you said about Maxim was true. He used me. Gaslit me. Disappeared. I'm living with my mom again. It's awful. I kicked him out weeks ago. I gave her a nod. Okay. That one word? Crushed her. Is that it? She asked, voice shaking. I said I was wrong. I apologized. I'm suffering. Doesn't that mean anything? No, I said. Because Greg, sorry, Maxim, wasn't the problem. You were. She blinked. What? No, he manipulated me. I didn't know. You chose. I interrupted. You chose to ask me to leave my own home so you could comfort another man. You prioritized his sadness over my dignity. You made a statement that night. But I love you. She blurted, tears welling. A couple walked by. She didn't care. That doesn't matter, I said gently. Because I needed respect. You gave me conditions. Boundaries. Deadlines. Food errands. She reached out to touch my arm. I took one smooth step back. That night you made your choice. I just followed your lead. So that's it. You're throwing away 2 years? No, I said. You did that. I just left it where you dropped it, second place. I walked to my car. Calm. Unbothered. The air felt cleaner now. She stood in the parking lot, crying in my old hoodie. I didn't feel pity. I didn't feel revenge. I felt free. I turned up the radio, pulled out into the street, and drove off. No rearview mirror check. No sequel. Just silence. And it was beautiful.